Gani Gani, everybody. How are all my princesses out there? My city princesses from city to city. How are you all? Um, I had a little message today, and I wanted to talk about what we must do. And the title is We Must Tell the Story of the Hidden Princess. But before I get into that, I want you guys to go like and follow my page Lumen Chic Princess, because I'm going to be having a lot of fun, exciting things for you guys soon. This is one of the ringlets that's going to be featured in a future collection that's coming up really soon. So if you guys want to check it out and try it, I'm also going to be doing another giveaway soon. So go like Lumen Chic Princess. I'm going to be coming up with my fashion too. So just make sure you like and follow, and I'll keep you posted, okay? But so anyway, the story of the hidden princess. Me working on this brand, Lumen Chic Princess, when I say the name Princess, I used to be scared to say that, but now it's like, for whatever reason, whatever I used to think about Princess, but what I always actually thought, not what I used to think, but what, other people would think. But, I think of a princess as a woman with a duty, or a girl with a duty. It's not just about fancy dresses and cupcakes and privilege. Those are some benefits, but it's not just about that. It's about a real duty that we have to our families and to our communities. And just to talk about the story of the hidden princess is something that I really don't want to talk about, but I kind of do, because as far as African or African American people go, and it's not really the story of the princess, it's the story of the kings, the story of the nation. None of our stories are being told accurately because of media. From what we see in the media, that's where we get our story from, and the way we react to it, the way we learn from it, it's very detrimental to us. So yeah, the story of the hidden princess, the story is that we're not what everybody thinks we are. We're not as mean as people think we are. We're not as, sometimes, we kind of are. Some of us are like that, but, that's only manufactured. We've been adopted by force. We've been manufactured, rejected, and made to suffer, really. But, that's one of the reasons why I don't want to talk about it, is just to not get into all that dreary stuff. But the reality is that this is the story and the narrative that we have to change for ourselves. What do we want other people to see when they look at us? You ever look at Asian women and, automatically think that they're bad, or just Asian people in general? Like, I'm really shifting my whole mindset around the way I see others, and not in a bad way towards anyone, but just in a protective way towards myself, because the way everybody treats us, is not very kind. It's not very welcoming. We all know that when we go into a store and shop, or we're going somewhere, people are looking at us like we're going to steal. People are just expecting the worst out of us, is because that's what they've been taught, and that's what we've been taught. So, we can change that, but we have to be aware of it. You know, we have to be aware of what we're watching on TV and not just, and start doing something about it. You know, we've gotten way too comfortable watching TV and watching the way we're depicted on TV. And if you don't know how propaganda works, propaganda is an art form. It's a media that is used to control or influence an entire population. So we have to be mindful of that and really change the way we see ourselves so we can quickly get to solutions in our community. We can't get to solutions if we don't want to help each other. We can't get to solutions if we're always looking for each other to fail and looking, just the way everyone else looks at us. It's really a self-destructive attitude that has been created for us. We just follow right along with it. But knowing all this stuff, knowing some of it, with all of our upbringings, it's a cluster of a mess. It's just a cluster of mess that we have to really start cleaning up because, everything is all out of whack with us. Everything is out of whack. Everything, we don't know who we are. We don't know who we are, and we don't know what's going on in society. We know about we know the basic stuff that's going on in society, but we don't really know based on how we're still acting. We don't know. I was talking to a friend, and some of these things are the things that I don't. This is the stuff. This is why I'm glad we have social media, because sometimes when you're talking to your regular friends in person and people in person, they don't want to hear this stuff, or they'll be in denial, or the conversation is never had, is because we're always trying to be right over the next person. And it's not anything I have to say or any awakened person have to say. It's not about being right. It's about helping each other. If I help you, that means I'm helping myself, and vice versa. So I was having this conversation, and this woman I love, but she was talking about Trump and the way they don't like Latinos, or something like that, and really taking the focus off of what they're going to do to our black asses, and the fact that we need to be prepared, for whatever happens. We just need to get our safety in order, but we can't keep having these little conversations. It's just a fearful conversation that we have with each other that doesn't really reach the plateau that it needs to, in order to see what's really going on or get to the root of the issue. We keep bypassing things like it doesn't have anything to do with us. But everything that's going on in society has everything to do with African people. Everything. From the way they're killing us in the streets, and I'm never gonna stop talking about that, is because my life is at risk. No matter where I work, no matter what I do, I still look black on the outside, and they don't care to know me as a person. They don't care to know any of us. We think that they care, but they don't. That's the thing. They don't care. And from the looks of it, they're not gonna care. And if we keep ignoring our story and not knowing our history, I hate when people say, well, history's going to repeat itself, so we better know. That's as if to say that, let's expect the worst to come, or, the worst might come if we don't know our history. Let's repeat the greatness and the part of being who we are. Let's repeat that part of history. Because I see it coming, but there are so many of us that are still just not hip to what's going on, especially with the media, especially with the way we're depicted, and the way white people are depicted as this innocent, high and mighty, all these depictions of them being innocent and high and mighty, and black people being everybody's, rug mat and just, footstool. It's getting pretty tiring, and we need to teach each other how to wake up. We need to teach each other, what to do. And we need to teach each other about our history. We need to encourage each other. We need to really start reading more often. I honestly forgot how much I love reading, after I left my job, and got back into it, because obviously when we're working, we don't have a lot of time for ourselves. We don't have a lot of time to take care of ourselves and our families, and we stay stressed. We stay stressed. And for the ones who pull it off, kudos to you. But, we don't have to go through that. We don't have to go through it. We need to start remembering that we don't have to put up with this shit in this system. We don't have to put up with it. We don't have to put up with the propaganda. There's a lot of gay stuff being introduced to children, and that's not, I'm for gay people. I'm for, I don't hate anyone. I'm not saying I'm for it, but I don't hate anyone. I just don't like the way a certain group of people is manipulating our people into having no shield for us, because they want to take over us. And if we don't see that, we need to tap our neighbor on the shoulder and wake each other up. Because I don't even have to talk about it. It's just out there. It's just out there. If you care about your life, you would question some things. At this point, you would question this system and how it's being designed for you to fail and suffer. And I'm tired of failing. I'm tired of suffering. I have to work with myself every day to get out of this programming, and that's what some of us are doing, but a lot of us are still not taking it as seriously, because we don't see it happening like in real time traffic. Like when we really go outside, there's discrimination more than we like to admit. When we really go outside, although this is one of my quotes, one quote from one girl, she's a co-worker, and this is one of my favorite quotes, and she says that, we're in psychological warfare, and we are, so although I may experience the kindness of others from time to time, that doesn't mean that I stop being on code. That doesn't mean that I stop another black person when they're talking about being on code and giving them reasons not to be on code because other races are nice. That doesn't mean that I do that. We still have to be on code. We still have to be willing to listen to each other. Because I guarantee you, for every question you have about what about this or what about that, the reasons why you don't want to wake up, I guarantee you there's an answer for it. You just don't want to hear it. You know, you don't want to listen to it. So, you know, just in light of everything, you know, who's going to represent us? Who's going to represent us? I said in an earlier video, we're being planned on 20 years ahead of time. You know, and you know, what do we want our children to represent? What do we want our nation to be in the future? It saddens me that a lot of people still believe that there's nothing that can be done about our situation, and that life is just the way it is, and that we just have to accept it because we'll never overcome. That is so sad. That is so sad, and I feel sorry for people like that. Is because they don't know, and more than likely they don't care to know, because the fear of knowing that you're African still, no matter what you believe, the proof is that you're still African. The reason why I'm awake right now is because I'm African. And if you refuse to make sense out of that, then you're not living in your true light. You're not letting your inner light be expressed, because, you know, you're withholding from being African. You're withholding from knowing your history and knowing what happened to you. You know, what did happen to you? You've been adopted by force. You don't know what you were practicing before you became Christian. I mean, everything we've been programmed into it by force, not by free will, by force. And it's up to us to change it. We think that it's not that serious, or that it can't be so, is because, you know, maybe I'm only talking to you, or you're only listening to me, or we think this is just a one-on-one, you know, and other people might not feel like this. But regardless of how you feel, the truth is still the truth. We can't continue on, you know, not living out our stories. And the thing is, our story is at threat. We're at war with being killed. You know, we're being murdered. We're being murdered, and it's hard not to talk about this. You know, and that's the pain that we have within ourselves, is that, you know, you don't really want to talk about this, but this is what's happening. You don't want to make people uncomfortable. I don't want to make people uncomfortable. I feel comfortable. I feel uncomfortable right now, but I'm still talking about it because it needs to be said. Is because we can't keep living in fear. We can't keep living like none of this is happening. You know, we don't want other people to feel bad. That's none of our business. Just like when somebody's hating on you, that's none of your business. It's not none of our business whether or not they feel bad. Other people will have to deal with their consequences, and you'll have to deal with yours. But we need to wake up. That's why I love that we're in the Great Awakening, because we really need to stay woke, and we really need to wake each other up one by one. We really need to do it quickly. You know, even myself, I'm not moving as quick as I need to be moving. Is because, you know, we're all in the same boat dealing with the same issues. And it's okay to talk about that. You know, no one's forcing you to do anything, but just understand that we're in the same boat. You know, we're in the same situation. And when we're talking about it, if you're not being present, you're not knowing that the same thing is happening to not only me but black people across the globe. We're going through the same thing. The same thing. And it's just that we really need to just hold each other's hands through this. We really need to hold each other's hand and pull each other up out of this together, to tell our story and to live our story. The story of the hidden princess is a story of 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 a lot of crazy things. You know, our nation have gone through a lot of crazy things that have been made normal to the world. And it's not normal for someone to just kill you. It's not normal. It's not normal for you to be hunted. It's not normal. It's not normal to not talk about this and let it be known. It needs to be talked about and it needs to be known. You know, especially amongst ourselves, because, you know, we're the only way we're going to get up out of this. We are a people. A person is people. And we have to pull each other up out of this. So, you know, we have to really tell our stories and be honest and really start exploring. Do some soul searching. Do some African soul searching. If you haven't, if you've been avoiding this conversation with yourself, you need to do some soul searching. We're all having the same conversation with ourselves. It's because we all stem from the same trauma. So you need to do some soul searching and really just enlighten yourself. The Great Awakening is the time of enlightenment. It's the time of healing, of bringing things to light and letting us see what's really going on. What is really going on in the world? A lot of crazy stuff and a lot of people trying to subdue the awakening. And it's up to us whether we want to move forward or not. So that's my message for today. And stay following Lumen Chic Princess. And my name is Lavetta Janine. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.